Hi, so this is actually going to be a video of me replacing the starter in my Honda Rancher 420. It's a 2010. And you're going to see in the video that I already have it all tore apart. I actually start the video after I got the new starter in the machine. And then I'm going to walk you through how to put it back together, which is obviously the opposite of how you take it apart to work on it. Hope you enjoy. All right, we got my 420 Honda Rancher. I had to replace the starter, so there's a new starter down in there. I got a Caltric, C-A-L-T-R-I-C starter off of eBay. I think it was $50 or $60 for the starter and the relay switch. So here's the old starter. That's a Honda OEM starter. This is a 2010 Rancher. Now that starter OEM from Honda was $350. So I'm showing this video after I already put it in because it works and really wasn't that difficult to do. But I actually had to, I took the side off. So I took the floorboards off this side. And then you could reach in the starter this way and you could get that one bolt right there pretty easy. The hard one is there's another bolt on the other side. And what I ended up doing was I took the air cleaner out, and you have to take the other bolt is over on the other side over here underneath the it's right here underneath the air tube. And if you can see that, it's right here underneath this air tube. So what I found out was if you take this rubber cover off, take the power supply out of the starter, get this wire, that wire for the power supply out of the way, then the other bolt is a lot easier to get to. It's right there underneath that air cleaner hose, and you take that out, just two bolts, slide it in there, and the bolt on the other side there, which is harder to get to, actually has the ground wire on it. So you had to take the power supply out of the way in order to be able to get it, and I had to use an open-ended wrench to get that bolt, and you can't even see it in that video right there, but it is tucked under there. So I got it all put in there. So I think after I did it, I took the other side off too. The other side floor panel. And the hardest part about the whole thing was actually the way that I did it. I was like, well, you know, if I take the air cleaner out, I could probably get to it a little easier. But the hardest part was getting the air cleaner off of this tube right here, getting the clamp loose. It was I think it's a metric hex clamp tightener, but it actually had a Phillips bit in there, and I reached through these wires with that screwdriver, and I was able to get that clamp loose enough to pull it out. But you see how far it was shoved in there. So I think for the future, I'm gonna just try to do it. If I ever have to do it again, I'm gonna just try to do it with just the air cleaner. If you take the air cleaner out, unhook the power supply, then you can take this bolt out. The power supply gets out of the way so you can get the other bolt, which is right there. You can just barely see it under that wire, and then it just slides right out. Just take a little screwdriver, pry on it a little bit, and it came right out. It's got this here's the old one. It's got this rubber gasket. You just have to push it in there. So when I put this one in there, I got it in there, got lined up, and I actually took a hammer and just tapped it very, very lightly, and it went right in. So the hardest part about the whole job, I think, is either taking out the air cleaner or taking out the sides. But I'm gonna start it for you just to see. And the only thing that I've noticed is it sounds like it's pretty fast. It's got a little bit higher pitched sound to it, and it sounds like it rolls it over pretty fast. And there you have it. So then to put the sides, put the air cleaner back in, it actually sits down in. Sits down in here with some rubber rivets, and it has one bolt in the air cleaner that goes up here. And the rest of it's just clamped in there with all the hoses. Put the sides back on. These are two bolts here and two rivets on the inside and outside. The same thing up in the front. Two bolts, two rivets, and then there's a bolt that actually goes here. So that one's actually broke off, and I actually have to dig it out. But for $50–$60, It's definitely an option that y'all, if you're gonna look to replace your starter that's not under warranty for $50, $60 versus $350. I took this apart myself yesterday. Probably took me about 45 minutes to take it apart, put the starter in. And now I'm just gonna put everything back together. Probably take me another half an hour or so. I mean, that's a pretty good deal for me. And if it's under warranty, obviously, take it to the dealer and have it done. But the other problem I had with that a long time ago with the same machine was it was under warranty, but the dealer schedule was like 2-3 weeks wait time. And we have a farm and we use these four-wheelers. We have two of them, two four-wheelers and a side-by-side, and we use almost all three of them daily. So waiting 2 to 3 weeks for to get in the shop is just not an option for me. I'd rather just take it apart and get it taken care of as soon as. So again, that's a Caltric starter, C-A-L-T-R-I-C. Probably the only thing not to like about it was that it just came in a bubble wrapped envelope inside a bubble wrap USPS envelope, and there wasn't even a slip in there or a cardboard box or anything. So other than the shipping department maybe needing to take their shipping a little bit more serious, the product does work as advertised, fits right into my machine, and it was a direct fit, and it does the job. So for $50 or $60, I'm probably going to get on eBay and buy another one and have one sitting on the shelf, because I actually have two Rancher 420s. I'm assuming they use the exact same starter, and to me it's worth it to have one on the shelf for $50 or $60 than it is to buy an OEM one for $350 when I can take it apart and install it myself within 2 hours of time. Okay guys, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it actually, for this clamp on this air cleaner, they are 6mm socket heads. And so what I did is I positioned the clamp so I could get through there. And I actually have a 1/4-inch drive head screwdriver with an extension, and I can reach right in there and get it. It really makes a big difference if you take the time to rotate the clamps so that they're easily accessible from one side or the other, or the top or the bottom. Right there, it's about tight. I mean, it's going to save me a lot of time next time. So now I know next time all I need is an extension and this screwdriver 1/4-inch drive, and I can get to that right through there, right through the wires, no problem. 6mm socket head. Okay, here we go. The air cleaner's installed. You'll notice I have my clamps down here and my clamp here, both the screws facing straight up. Those are 6mm socket heads. And the other thing you need to put the air cleaner in is this bolt right here. That's 8mm. One thing I do like about Honda is they do use a lot of the same bolts for sizes: 6mm, 8mm, 10mm, and then they have the hex head ones where you actually use like an Allen screw. I really like that. They don't switch bolt sizes a whole lot on you. So all we have to do is finish putting the air cleaner is we have to put the plastic rivets in here on each side, and then put the cover on. Okay, the plastic rivets are installed. I like the plastic rivet concept. I mean, they work pretty good. You can buy them, and I think they come in bags of a dozen for a little bit of nothing. And I know somebody's probably going to comment, I do need to replace my air cleaner. This is the original air cleaner. I'll get a new one. Put that in here as soon as I get it. All right, we got it all back together. I just want to show you real quick all the tools that you need. I have a 1/4-inch drive, screwdriver one here, 3/8-inch ratchet, a flat tip screwdriver, and then I have a 6mm, 8mm, 10mm sockets, and this is a 3/16 Allen head. The 6mm for the air cleaner clamps, 8mm for the bolt that holds the air cleaner into the frame, and the 10mm is for everything, all the other bolts. And you can have if you have a 10mm box head wrench, that would help for the bolts here, the Allen bolts here on the fenders. The back side on the front ones is a 10mm nut. These on here on the back are actually on the metal bar in there, so you don't need anything to hold them. A flat tip screwdriver works for taking out the plastic rivets. And I would say when I put the plastic rivets in, I turn them so that the flat spot is over here, so you can reach in there and get that. So for future reference, it makes it a little easier to take them out if you take the time to put them in and turn them so that you can easier to access them. But here we go, we're going to start it one more time for you. Turn it on. And there you have it. Hope you like the video. Like and subscribe for future posts. Again, this is a 2010 Honda Rancher 420 starter replacement. Alright guys, here we are, a little test run. Got the four-wheeler out here, test run. Started up, took it for a little ride. Seems to be fine. Everything's put back together. Like I said, you don't need a whole lot of tools to do the job. You know, I'm all for buying OEM parts, but I'll tell you what, $60 starter versus $350 starter, it's a big difference. And probably, you know, Honda probably has a starter made by somebody else anyway. So, you know, it's probably just a lot of markup in the price. But pretty happy with the deal. I hope this video helps you. If you're working on your Rancher or your Honda 4-wheeler, probably are. They're all pretty much the same. A couple hours and just a handful of tools and you can get the job done. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe to see more future videos. Thank you.